Today in the history of South Africa has been one of the most traumatic and unpredictable days. A day when people went back to a normal that is abnormal. A day when people went back to a space they used to know differently. Now they are forced to explore it differently. It hasn't been an easy day for both learners and for teachers. But I believe the human spirit will triumph and we will soar above everything else. The anxiety, of course, is there. One cannot deny its presence. The uncertainty, it's there, cleaving its way into people's hearts and their minds. One thing for sure, beyond this pandemic, there is a lot of work that needs to be done. That is when healers and counselors need to be integrated into the educational space. That is when coaches, psychologists, psychiatrists must be integrated into the space. During this time that we've been on lockdown, I've been working closely, of course, remotely via every means with the schools that I worked with pre-lockdown. It hasn't been easy. The challenges have highlighted the plight of many. But despite that, people are persevering because we all want to carve a future that is bright for our young people, a future that we can all be proud of. We cannot run away from post-traumatic stress, which is going to hit very hard. Some learners are going to go back to their classes without their classmates because parents have decided not to let their children to go back to school. And the worst case scenario, some people have passed away. On Saturday, there was a funeral in Khayelitsha for an educator who passed away, whose life was claimed by COVID-19. We are all affected. Everything that is happening with this pandemic is taking me back to the early years when HIV had just invaded our lives, when AIDS was a taboo. Right now, it's not easy for people to proclaim that they have COVID-19. Why? Because we stigmatize it. Why are we doing that? It is because it is natural for human beings when they fear something that they do not know how to handle. They project those fears onto others. But what is it that we can do as communities, as families, as friends, as colleagues? Right now, what we can do is to support each other, to stand together, and to understand that we are all affected. To understand that no one went out there and claimed COVID-19 for themselves, but it finds you. There are people who will proclaim that they have stayed indoors, yet it found them. Every day it's changing how this disease, how this virus, how this pandemic is crawling into our lives. But the most important thing is for the human spirit to rise above it all. Let us hold each other's hands. Let us be each other's comforters. Let us educate each other. Let us comfort each other. Let us encourage each other. Let us cheer each other on. That is the only way we are going to survive this. And beyond the pandemic, let us be supportive to those who would have lost their loved ones. I repeat, we are all affected. There is no one who knows when they will be touched. But importantly, Let us be there for each other. This is the time now when we need to rise and show Ubuntu to each other. Check on each other. Be there for each other. Let us not overlook the ravaging effects of the pandemic on the children, because they've been home, overexposed to information, overexposed to energies, our fears. Let us stand together. Let us fight this, and let us triumph and come out stronger together. My name is Coach Andrea Dondola. Do feel free to reach out. Do feel free to talk to me. Do feel free to be a South African and a global citizen who is aware of the importance of treating post-traumatic stress disorder. Stay beautiful.